Good morning. Good morning. What up, though? Hope all is well. Appreciate everybody with the patience. Last few days been kind of hectic. Last week got my wisdom tooth pulled out and shit, so I wasn't really able to do shit. And today, yesterday I had to go see my motherfucking accountant to go get them taxes handled. Whew, shit ain't all it's cracked up to be, man. Not all it's cracked up to be getting money. Getting money definitely costs. That's for sure. We'll give it like another minute. I ain't gonna really take up too much time because I really do got shit to do. Gotta go check on my third grow house. So whoever catch it, hopefully they catch it. Cause if not, they gonna probably miss out on a lick. But what else is new, you know? Niggas miss out on licks every single day. Give it another 30 seconds and we'll get it cracking. At this point, I'm not really interested in how many people in here. Just about making sure everybody in here is actually utilizing that knowledge. I noticed that most times when I have a lot of people in here, it's a bunch of niggas who are just observing and really got no intention to hop in the water. So, like I said, even if we get 10, 15 people that's serious, I'd rather do that than have 50, 100 people that, ain't serious. So, you know what? We are going to get it cracking. So, yeah, let's just get to it, man. So, first off, once again, I do appreciate y'all for tapping back in with me. I know I've been out for like the last week. To be honest with you, I was really contemplating if I wanted to keep doing this. A lot of the motherfuckers who I gave like a lot of significant information to at the beginning, who said they was gonna help push this with me, have been a ghost. But shout out to them. I know life happens and shit happens, and most times that means that they never jumped in the water to begin with. They was just fake interested. But I didn't want to take away from the opportunities from people who actually do utilize this information, because I know that a lot of people have made a lot of money from the advice that's been given here today. So I don't want to take away from y'all. I told you I was gonna do this shit for a year, 2021, and we just gonna ride it out. After that time, like I said, I can't guarantee y'all shit. I'm heavily invested in the marijuana industry in terms of building up a quality product, and by that time, it's probably just gonna be two overwhelming to where I just won't have time to do this unless it makes sense. So, I would just say make the most of it and apply it the best way you can. So, first thing I wanted to go over is the IPO that's going to be opening up today. Um, Roblox. This is probably the most important thing people should probably want to tap into today. Roblox is an IPO. It's a system that allows people to play video games, create video games, really just everything that has anything to do with the video game world. It's going to be a really big thing. It's obviously a big thing for people who know about it. It should be going public. I want to say maybe within like the next hour, maybe 3 hours at the absolute most. Um, the original price point for it was supposed to be $45 a share, but it was just reported that the share is looking more along the lines of about $65 to $70 a pop. But I would suggest that if you got some free money, or if you got stocks that kind of have exhausted their earning potential, to open up some wiggle room to actually get as many of these stocks as possible, because this is one of those things that no matter what the price point starts off at, it's probably going to shoot up like immediately anyway. I know Reddit has been getting super behind this, so anytime they get behind some shit, then hell yeah. So anytime that Reddit gets behind some shit, it's gonna have an initial surge. So I would just really recommend to get that stock as soon as it becomes available. Like I said, the IPO time normally is about noon. A lot of times maybe 1 o'clock Eastern time. That was one of the reasons why I did an early one today, because I wanted to make sure y'all was on top of this shit, because this is something that y'all definitely should tap into. Um, it's realistically one of those stocks that if you get into it today, you probably should make a profit tomorrow. Like, you should wake up in the morning and the stock should be good. Keep in mind, though, Thursdays, just as a reminder, is always a time where they announce the unemployment. So if the stocks happen to go down a little bit tomorrow, that doesn't mean that the market's fucked up. That's just the sign of the times because of that because of Thursdays. Thursdays they always do the unemployment report. So just keep that in mind if the stocks happen to go down a little bit. That's just all it is. So once again, Roblox, and the acronym for it, so you guys can find it on the stock market is, hold on a second, RBLX. So RBLX. That to me that should be priority number one. If you don't know what Roblox is, if I would just say do your research on it. Spend the next couple, 10, 15, 20 minutes to really just tap in on what that shit is. And if you understand what that is, besides the fact that they make video games and, you can play video games and you actually have the ability to create shit, you know, it's impossible for it to lose. It's just impossible for it to lose. So, that's the main stock that I wanted you guys to focus on. Once again, that's Roblox. Uh, and like I said, the share is predicted $45, but they have just announced on some of these platforms. They just interviewed the CEO um, of Roblox, and it is looking like that number's looking more along the lines of $65 to $70 per share. So that's one. The other, there's a couple other stocks that I just wanted you guys to briefly tap into. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on this today because, like I said, I got shit to do. Um, but skills. This is a stock that I feel like I maybe have spoke about before, but it's something that I want you guys to look into again. It is also related into the video game world. They provide a mobile game platform that offers like tournaments and other competitive events to millions of players worldwide. Um, most times players pay an entry fee, and Skills normally pays prizes and winners while keeping a modest cut for itself. So one of the reasons why you should really look into this is it's just the mobile video gaming industry. It's a huge growth industry. They've been increasing their market share. You know, they're just video games is just where it's at this point in time. So you know. Not only do they create video games, but they also a lot of the games that you maybe see like on Facebook and some of these social media platforms, those are normally owned by Skills. So just expect that to boom within the next couple of weeks. I would just say to really look out for that. So that's another one, and for the people who are interested in that one, the acronym is SKLZ. So yeah, tap in with that one. And then a couple other stocks that I wanted you guys to tap into that you probably would not know about. It's just one of those random things that you should really tap into. One of them is called Novavax. Um, it's a drug developer. The acronym for it is NVAX. The share is currently, well, as early as March of Monday, this share was at like 158. I haven't checked it as of late, but the Wall Street consensus is that within the next 12 months, this stock should be upwards to about $281 a share. Which I mean, if you break it down into percentage, that's a 78% return on investment. So I mean, anytime you can get an investment that can potentially bring you a 78% return on investment in the stock market, that's a win. Um, Another one is Datadog. Uh, just so you kind of know, it's a cloud-based application. It's a monitoring company. The stock, I think, a couple days ago was at like $78 a pop, but this is one that should be hitting upwards to about 125, $130 per share within the next few months. So that's about a 60% return. It's a you know, they have done a lot of their business through COVID, but being that we're probably never going to go back to how it was, this is just something that's going to, it should do very, very well. They had over 97 customers just last year that generate over $1 million in annual revenue. Um, it's a lot of money for that amount of customers, and they're only going to grow from here. Um, let's see. Is there any other ones that I wanted to talk about? No, I think that's it. I think that is it. And Datadog is DDOG if you want to look that up. So yeah, I think that might be it. Like I said, I don't want to really spend too much time on this shit today. I got other things to do. Um, but just as a reminder, Roblox should be everybody's primary focal point. Like shout out to Big Han. It's fun. It's crazy that a nigga, not a nigga like Big Han, but Big Han, big tough nigga from Philly. I wake up in the morning, the first thing I get is a message from this nigga like, "Hey, keep your eye out for Roblox." Even though I was on it, I just think that's dope because it kind of speaks to where we at with this with this whole market. You know what I'm saying? It's not just for the old white man who sit up in these corporate offices. You got all walks of life that's really tapped in on how you can get to the bag. Because at the end of the day, if y'all treat this right, you should be making money at least 4 to 5 times a week. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to properly move and know how to sell and not get too invested in these stocks. And that is a conversation that we do need to speak about one of these days, is about making sure you guys aren't emotionally attached to these stocks. When you get the profit, you see the profit, you should get the hell up out of there unless you have some type of insight that the profit is going to continue. Too many times people hold on to stocks for 6 7 months thinking, oh, well, it's gonna eventually shoot up, and it might, but in between that time, get into some of the other things, that are making you money for that particular day. And that's the importance of not being emotionally invested into a stock. So once again, if you have stocks that have already, maybe gave you 100% return on investment or 150% return on investment, and there's not a ton of growth opportunity left, these are the stocks that you sell to put into some of these stocks that have a super high earning potential. Just don't be afraid. Like, even if that stock that you sold goes up a couple more dollars, who gives a fuck? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're putting yourself in a situation where you're going into something else that's giving you a higher return, then it's still a win. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. So once again, the stocks that y'all want to tap into, Roblox is going public today. Today. That is the stock you need to focus on the most. Reddit is already behind it. Realistically, as soon as this shit go public, it's gonna. I wouldn't be shocked if it went up 10 to 15, maybe even $20 today. So I would recommend getting into that stock. That is priority number one. And then once again, stocks like Skills, um, Novavax, and Datadog. Those are the stocks. So just do your research on. I'm not telling you to buy them. I am going to tell you to get into Roblox, but all these other stocks, do your research, do your due diligence. Oops, it will tell you if this is the shit you need to get into. Did you ever get to check out NBA Top Shot? Man, I'm sorry I didn't, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I said, I got my wisdom tooth pulled out last week, so after that last Fetti Talk I did, I didn't really even pay attention to the stock market, to be real, because my shit was fucked up. So sorry I didn't, but I will. Like I will this time because I will have a Fetti Talk tomorrow. Yep. So that's pretty much it. This was a pretty short one. As always, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And you know, we'll be here tomorrow. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys share. Make sure you guys get the word out. Get the word out about Roblox. Like I said, it's rare that these IPOs have an opportunity to blow immediately, and there's a whole community that's waiting for this shit to blow to get behind it. So get into it today. The quicker you get into it today, the quicker growth you'll get with that particular stock. So once again, I appreciate y'all. Um, have a good one.